Hello, this is Peter Lander here from Battlefield Sports. This speech is really talking about the success factors of the business. You know, I've been running laser games, indoor, outdoor, since last century. Actually started running games in 1999, and I've really been involved in looking at the industry and figuring out how we're going to do this really since the 80s. And during that whole period, my thinking has changed as I've learned more about the industry and really what are the things that really make commercial success, and that's what we're really interested in for us. What really works, what doesn't work, and so forth. Now, we started running commercial games before we ever sold equipment. And to this day, having a successful commercial operation, running outdoor games, running mobile events, is still very important to us. And also, as I travel around the world and have done for a long time with this business and met a lot of operators, I've consulted a lot of businesses that run in the outdoor laser tag industry, and really found out what's working, what's not, and really try, in this series of videos, really want to show you what those are, share that with you, what we've found, what works, what doesn't. The most important thing we've discovered, not surprisingly, is location are extremely important. Right? You know, vendors will talk about, how cool their equipment is, and they have this feature and that feature, and as if that is the major success factor of what you choose for equipment. Well, I'm going to tell you, that ain't the case. Right? You can run with pretty much obsolete equipment, but if the field's well run in a good location with the right facilities, that business will boom. You have another business that may have some really sophisticated equipment, but in the wrong location, your customer acquisition costs will be too high. Because really, for the general public, what we're really about running, right, is a form of entertainment. And you really need to find people at a time that they're looking for entertainment, they need to get to know about you. Now, the success does vary depending on where you are. If you're running in a regional area, in smaller towns, getting known and cost to your venue, probably pretty easy. Like getting known is pretty easy in a local area. There's usually not a lot of other options out there. And one of the beautiful things about running like a Battlefield type of business is that in fact, you can run just about anywhere. As long as there's something to hide behind, you've got a Battlefield, right? So you can run that as part of the community very low cost. But as you move into a major city, it actually gets a lot harder in some ways. Getting known is very difficult, right? And doing that in such a way as that your cost to acquire those customers is reasonable, right? Oh, that becomes a real challenge. And the location you choose must contribute to that acquiring the customers. You're really looking for a site that has not just people generally whizzing past, but people are actually looking for activities. At least one of your sites, or for any business, should be a location where people are, looking to have fun to do, something to do maybe with their kids or their group of young people, looking for an activity. And it's absolutely true that we're in the young person's business, right? Pretty much this business is built on church groups, especially birthday parties. If you ain't doing birthday parties or not planning to do kids' birthday parties, you're really taking out probably 70% of your potential business, right? We are the birthday boy specialists. That's what we do, right? And we've done everything. I mean, seriously, in 15 years, I've done everything. I've done advanced tactical games. I've done, backyard kids parties. We've rented out equipment in volume, and that's very much successful. But we've done the whole gamut, and I can tell you that church groups, lesser extent school groups, and birthday parties are the groups you want. Now, the location needs to help you get known for your services. It really does. And the exact location can be very important. One of our venues at Thunderbird Park, we've been running there for really since 2002, and then I'm doing this now in 2014, so that's a long time. It was actually our worst performing venue of all the venues we run for many years. Now it's one of our best performing. Really, sales went up about 5-fold once we moved where we were within a site, same park. But now, instead of being out the back near the mine, now we're right next to the car park, we have the big sign there, people can wander down, and very importantly, is a venture ropes course runs right over the top of us. That's a big attraction there. And so there's people there who are actually involved in an activity, have paid money for an activity, they see us and go, that's cool, we're going to do that as well. So being part of a multi-activity facility can be very, very important as a success factor in this business. So I would say the most important thing to understand is location. I highly recommend to any potential operator that you don't sign anything in terms of equipment purchases, right, or any other major investment until you have found exactly the right location. Now, with location as well, you've got to keep the rent reasonable. Now, what we do for the sites we generally use, we typically pay a percentage of our turnover as rent, and that is typically in the region of 10 to 15%, right? Really good facilities, probably looking at 15%. You know, basic facilities, maybe a shelter and a toilet and maybe somewhere to park, that might be 10%. It really depends what they give you. If they have a roaring amount of potential passing trade, right, you might want to lift that. It's probably quite reasonable to pay 20%, right? But I do like percentage. It manages your risk, and also if you're really, really busy, the owner of the property also gets an upside benefit. So it's a bit of a win-win. It tends to get you on the same team, and I think that's really important if you can do it. You know, if you're running indoors, that's fine, but you probably have to pay a more fixed lease. But make sure you do have that passing trade. Look, if you need to, you would be prepared to trade space for visibility, right? You know, the previous location at Thunderbird Park, we had a lot more space. In some ways, a better battlefield to play on, right? The U field, you know, in some places is narrow, it's about 35 metres wide, 100 feet, it's not very wide, right? It is cool, it's got jungle, it's got buildings, and it's cool, but nevertheless, we pack in up to 100 people into that site. And so we've traded space for a smaller area, really cool area, but for visibility. Another option, right, is if you can get a really special location, something that really inspires people to come to. And some people have found those locations. There might be a tremendously an abandoned school with multi-levels, or it might be an old jail, right? It can be that, or you can build something spectacular if you've got the capital behind you to make something really special. But really, we're in the theme park businesses, and you want something really special. One of the other success factors, which is clear and which is on trend with the industry worldwide, right? Got to tell you, multi-activity, right? We are about winning entire groups, right? We're about, let's say at Thunderbird Park, and then they've got the ropes, they've got horse riding, they've got mini golf, they've got rock fosking, right? They have a kiosk, rainforest brasserie, they have conference rooms, they have a weddings area. They have a lot of different things that there's something there for everybody. Even the people who are not playing, it's lovely. The rainforest brasserie where the birds come in, they're very multicolored, you see them feeding. You can have a cappuccino, maybe a wine. If it's for the kids, they've got wood-fired pizzas, they've got milkshakes, right, on a beautiful area with view over the forest and Cedar Creek. All of those things combine to make that park very attractive, and the multi-activity means that there's something for everybody. Look, obviously, a life's work's gone into this, developing technology, developing games. I love what we do with Battlefield Live and, the outdoor game, but, the reality is that I'm not everybody. Not everyone wants to do this. Some people want to do other things. And if you've got a venue that has caters for everybody, you got more chance to win the group.